So my brother and I took my dad to the Lock-In Music Festival in 2019. My dad's a music lover. He's always loved music. You know, he's more of a classic rock guy, you know, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd. But he really just loves music in general. Like he's happy going to any show. You know, I think part of it is he just likes hanging out with family. But the other part is he really does open his ears and listen. So that year, the Trey Anastasio band was playing. And I remember he was watching Trey play, and he was, you know, he loved it. He was just like amazed the whole time. And after the show, we were all raving about it. And my dad was like, you know, who is that guy? What's his name? Where is he from? We're like, oh, you know, it's Trey Anastasio. He's one of the greatest guitarists that ever lived. He's in this jam band called Fish that's very influential. And he thought about it for a little bit, and he sat there, and he was like, he's kind of like a meaner Eric Clapton. And we all thought that was hilarious. But I think I know where he's coming from. Because he's born in '53, so like I said, he's a classic rock guy. So kind of that rock, bluesy stuff, you know, is going to be Eric Clapton's going to be that guy of that period. But I think specifically the mean part comes from one technique that Trey does that I just kind of figured out recently. I'm still trying to get it under my fingers. It's a specific pre-bend that he does. I'm going to try to show it. On a side note, I think Trey Anastasio is one of the most underrated guitar benders of all time. Not enough people talk about how amazing he is and how expressive he is with his bended notes, you know, as far as the speed, the control, the tonality. It's really in a class of its own. And this specific move is where I think my dad was like, ooh, that's kind of like a growl. It's a little meaner. So if you're in B minor or B Dorian, you know, you get that major six. And what Trey does to kind of make it, what I think my dad took as the mean Eric Clapton, is he pre-bends a note a half step and then quickly bends it down. And it kind of gives it this almost kind of like, I don't want to say growl, I can't even describe it. But it really sets it up. And then sometimes he'll give it like a little nudge back. So he's kind of really playing in this, you know, those blue note zones where it's not really a specific note, it's more microtonal. You can do it on that major six to the major seven. I think it also works on that fourth where you're getting the flat fifth. And I also like it on the second. So it sounds a lot different than just like a half step bend, right? And it's also the speed of it. It's quick, because if I bend it down slowly, like that can be cool, but that's not the same thing as a... So I don't quite have it under my fingers. I feel like right now I'm struggling getting to the next notes cleanly. But I've been using it a lot. I really, really love that sound. And I feel like once I learned that, it also... Then when I went back and listened to more Trey, I was like, oh, there it is. It's a kind of a very characteristic thing that he does. So yeah, that's why I think boomers think Trey Anastasio is a mean Eric Clapton. But yeah, when you listen to Trey, pay attention to all the details of his bends. They're really phenomenal. Just the speed, the note choice, the rebending. You know, it's really its own art. But I think that half step trick works well.